Hello, hello, brothers and sisters. It's a new week. We are very happy to welcome you to our show titled Speak of Africa. We are here to speak of African problems again, and you are our receptive audience. But we don't want you to just listen, we want you to participate. We want you to comment. Please spend time commenting on the issues that we are raising. This may be our perspectives, but we want to get what you think. That's what this show is about. The idea of the show is to raise your level of perception from a pedestrian level to the realm of higher consciousness. And we'll talk about conscious existence, the way Karl Marx would put it. If you remember Karl Marx, he was the author of the Communist Manifesto. He was also the author of Das Kapital. So today is a memorial holiday in America. Americans are celebrating. They are remembering their fallen heroes. Similarly, we think Africans should also remember Africa's fallen heroes. We are still looking at the colonial experiment. It looks like after over 60 years, colonialism did not really give independence to Africans. What Africans received was flag or the hopes of independence. Africa is still ruled by most of the former colonial powers. And that's why Africa has not been able to make giant strides to develop. Because the colonial powers are holding Africans by the neck, and we can't even shake. So we need finally to break away from these colonial shackles. That's what the show of today is about. Because when you look at even the memorial holiday, this week was marked by the visit to the US of William Ruto. William Ruto is the current president of Kenya. He was feted in Washington as a great guy. Joe Biden pulled all the stops to welcome America's new non-NATO ally, as Joe Biden put it. So what's the significance of being a non-NATO ally? We want to bring the details when we start talking in detail about Kenya very soon. But just know that this is a new strategy of the United States to undercut the influence of China and Russia. I will really put more emphasis on China because Russia is a regional power. America's main concern in Africa is China, because China has really used trade to really win the hearts and minds of Africans. And America is left standing. The Chinese influence in Africa is all over the place. You can see it. China is building new structures using the Belt and Road Initiative. America is left standing behind, and America doesn't like that. So America has been trying to play catch up to leapfrog the influence of China in Africa. So this week, the main attention goes to the meeting between Joe Biden and William Ruto in the White House, in Pentagon, and other places. Even Barack Obama was present because you guys should know that Barack Obama's parents come from Kenya. So Barack Obama made a surprise entrance to welcome President William Ruto. William Ruto was there with his family, his wife, Rachel Ruto, and his daughters too were present. His 3 daughters were present too, in addition to other people from the African diaspora. Okay? So when you look at this, America is fighting for America's interests. So it means that Africans have to start fighting for their own interests, which is why when we look at the young Africans today, they too want to start fighting for their interests. And we really highlight Nigeria because Nigeria is probably the most populous and probably the biggest economy in Africa. Some people will say the South African economy has surpassed Nigeria. But when I look at it, the South African economy was really created by the white guys. By contrast, Africans actually built the Nigerian economy. Were it not for corruption, nobody can even be talking about any competition in Africa with any country with Nigeria. Nigeria would really stay at the top. And even today, we are challenging the young Nigerians. The people are called the new generation. They are already vocal. And of course, you have guys like Omoyole Sowore, who is the leader of one of the political parties in Nigeria. He's already vocal, talking about what is happening in Nigeria. Bola Tinubu is the new president of Nigeria. But from what Omoyele Sowore is saying, the honeymoon for Bola Tinubu is over. We have this video that a comedian sent to us showing Bola Tinubu dancing. Like this is probably the last time Bola Tinubu is going to be dancing, because it's almost a year since Bola Tinubu became the president of Nigeria. How has he fared? Well, the critics are coming out swinging. Whatever Bola Tinubu thinks he has done, the people are saying he has not done enough. They wish he had done more. And they are challenging him to do more. Because the youth of Nigeria are coming out. They are angry. They are complaining about poverty. How can a country very rich in oil be so poor they don't have resources to live by? The young people don't have anything to eat. But of course, the wealth is in the hands of just a few. And that's the problem. Sowore and his young folks are asking Bola Tinubu that, listen, the honeymoon is over. Now, declare your assets. They are challenging Bola Tinubu and all those rich guys in Nigeria who are running the country to declare their assets. So they want to know how much they own so that the people should know. Because when they look at the Nigerian government, the young people, the new generation, they are looking at the Nigerian government as a government for thieves, by thieves, and of thieves. That's the way they look at their leaders. The leaders do not come to the country because they believe in the nation. So the whole concept of nationhood does not exist among this present crop of leaders. So the young people now, which I call the young generation, the guys Wole Soyinka used to call the strong breed. People like Omoyele Sowore are like the strong breed, according to Wole Soyinka. So these new guys now are the ones who are the hope for Nigeria. They are the ones who can really change the country, because people like Bola Tinubu are tired. They cannot do much because they are part of the corrupt establishment. And which is why this week also we have a video of Sanusi, the guy who has just been reinstated as the Emir of Kano. He speaks eloquently, and he really speaks about the problems young Nigerians are facing. They have to challenge their government. But don't just dismiss me as the Emir of Kano because you are a governor. Then you can just dismiss me. Then another governor now reinstates me. So where is justice? So even when a court says it's not illegal, it's not legal what you're doing, you cannot just appoint somebody as Emir and you are challenging the courts. This is another mockery of democracy in Nigeria. So for a minute, watch the video of the Emir Sanusi speaking, talking about the issues that are dear to the people. Watch.
You know, by the time announcement was made that I had been removed for insubordination. You know, that is the word, insubordination. And you will think that somebody who says you're subordinate to him is somebody who is superior to you. You know, and like I said in Abuja, I have my record of service. My father has his record of service. My grandfather has a record of service. We cannot be intimidated by somebody because you're president or you're a governor, and we cannot tell you that you're wrong. We've chosen different paths. And I said yesterday, and I'll say it again, if I had gone into politics, at least given the people that have succeeded in becoming president in Nigeria, I could have been president. Or I could be governor. So that I choose not to go into politics does not make me a subordinate human being. And this is what we all have to learn as Nigerians. We take too much rubbish. And we're all too afraid, too much in our comfort zones. And by the time these guys finish with us, our children will not have a nation. And this is the real challenge that we face. How do we stand up? How do we retrieve our nation? How do we go back to that vision that we had? How do we give our children the opportunities that we have had? And even better. And this is the question that each of us must take with us. And the only way to do it is, if you're not in politics, you must hold those in politics to account. It's not a comfortable situation to be in, but believe me, when people are incompetent and they don't like you, you wear their dislike as a badge of honor. You can't be comfortable. You can't be normal in a dysfunctional environment. So we must get outside our comfort zone, and that is the only way we'll change this country. And for the young people, do not fear. This is your country. This is your future. Take hold of it. Work for it. Build it. Don't let anyone tell you to run away because you have a degree. Go to England, go to America, go to France. This is your country. You're coming back here. So let's work to build one for you. And you help us build this country for you. Thank you very much.
Thank you for watching Sanusi. But already you can see that the Nigerian youth are really angry. They are willing to do something. So it looks like what I see now is a form of class struggle in Nigeria. On the one side, you have the poor, the people that Karl Marx called the proletariat. On the other side, you have the bourgeoisie, the rich guys who are friends of Bola Tinubu. So it looks like this class struggle is going to lead to a head. They're going to be knocking heads. But we're praying for a revolution so that the young people can take over this country and flush these old people out. Because this is what we need. Because Nigeria probably is the biggest country in Africa. So if we need any African revolution, for so long you guys have been talking to me about creating the United States of Africa. How is this going to happen? It cannot happen if these old men stay in power. The young people are the ones who support the new generation of Nigerians. Let them make this change. If they can make the change, then the dream of a united Africa will be realized. And these are some of the points that we're saying today. So this is the African Manifesto as we present it to you today. The African Manifesto is to come with a blueprint which can lead the young people of Nigeria to start building a new Nigeria, a Nigeria free of corruption, where the right, the rule of law can exist. That's what we are saying, and we believe in this. We want a new Nigeria where the young people are not going to be poor, looking for crime as a way out. This morning, I saw a story which was flashing all over all the Nigerian news outlets. Some young Nigerians, maybe over 8 of them, were caught stealing fuel, and they were taking this fuel to Ambazonian to give to the restoration forces. The restoration forces use this fuel to burn La République soldiers. When they capture them, kill them, they just burn them alive using this petrol or fuel. They call it federal, which means because this is what they use to do this act. So when we look at this, you see that there's a whole lot of big stuff happening. And so how can we have this? So the whole mess in Nigeria is attributable to the colonial masters, the British. When you even look at a video that I just watched a few days ago, and I will share with you today, they are looking at it like, okay, at independence, 1960, what happened? You had 3 parties, they had a kind of split. How did it end? Why did the northern guys take over power? Why did Tafawa Balewa become the prime minister? They're asking all those questions. How did Azikiwe become president? What happened? Why did everything collapse? Why is it that instead of taking a step forward, Nigeria is taking many steps backwards? So that's the questions we have for you. But the young people of today, the challenge is you guys have to right the wrongs that have been done. It looks like there's a curse of the nation, okay? An ancestral curse. We have so much oil that our ancestors are unhappy. They are unhappy because we, the old generation, have not done well with Nigeria. We've taken the resources, we've not used them well, we've connived with foreigners to steal the resources of the country. And that's a curse of the ancestors. So the young people now have to start thinking about building a new Nigeria. And that's our argument. To build a new Nigeria, come up probably with one nation. How do we do that? We have plans that we're laying out. Probably Nigeria has to choose amongst its dominant languages, because the mark of a nation is language. I was a professor of linguistics, so I know what I'm talking about. They have to choose among the dominant languages to make one of them the national language. Probably they can choose Yoruba, they can choose Igbo, or they can choose Hausa. Probably we have to really look at these three languages. Which one is more developed? From what I see, probably the Yoruba language may be chosen because it is really developed, and the Yorubas have had a civilization. And that may probably form the bedrock of building a new Nigeria that can power and forge the building of a new African nation. From Nigeria now, we'll take you to Kenya. Kenya has been in the news a whole lot because of the visit of President William Ruto to Washington. Why is he going there? Well, since he became president, it looks like Washington is paying William Ruto for the services he has performed to the United States of America. So William Ruto is like America's boy. That's why they're fetting him in Washington. If William Ruto were doing things that were against American interests, America would not be rolling the red carpet for him. America is rolling the red carpet for William Ruto because he's their boy. America has been using Kenya as a base. Cameroon is a base in Kenya where America is hosting a lot of its infrastructure from military fight with the world. They project power from there. Okay? So William Ruto has been used as an instrument of America in East Africa to bring peace to a lot of the warring factions, Al-Shabaab. So you can see why the Al-Shabaab guys have always been bombing Kenya. They have been attacking Kenya because America is the boy of William Ruto. So you can see. Then now William Ruto came to Washington. America gave him a lot of money. Why? Because he's very handsome? No. It's because America knows that this is their boy. They have to support him militarily. He's not really a NATO ally. How many other African countries have received this recognition as non-NATO ally? Well, Egypt is one of them. Egypt has sold itself to the United States, so America supports them. Tunisia is another one. And of course, Morocco. Those are the three African countries that have really won this designation of non-NATO ally. So Kenya joins them now as the fourth African country. And that's what is happening. Okay? So are the Kenyans going to be happy? Well, what is this going to do for Kenya? Is the American money going to trickle down to the average Kenyan? It remains to be seen. Because what Kenya needs is money to develop the country. Fighting for American interests is not good for Kenya. So I don't really care about your politics. Kenya should be doing what is good for Kenya. Is what William Ruto doing good for Kenya? So that's for you to tell me. I want you to debate. Answer the question in our comment section. We want to hear from you. Kenya, we also got some bad news. We hear the collapse of a mine resulted in the death of over 8 people. So this is sad. A lot of this illegal mining activity is taking place. Until an accident like this happens, people don't know much about it. But this has happened, and we're not happy with what we see. So the government of William Ruto needs to begin investigating some of these problems. Charity begins at home. William Ruto is focusing a lot of attention on international issues, trying to send Kenyan soldiers to Haiti, trying to serve America's interests in Somalia and East Africa. But what about the interests of Kenya? William Ruto was elected to be the president of Kenya, not to be the president of the United States of America. So that's what Kenyans need to know. So you ask yourself, is William Ruto serving Kenya or is William Ruto serving America? I think that's the question inquiring minds want to know. From Kenya now, we take you to Ambazonia.
$25,000 to $250,000 per year made easy. Do you dream about making big money? Well, we all do. Imagine joining pharmacy professionals to earn good money. Statistics show that the big pharma industry rules and controls America like a colossus. Do you want to find more details about the hidden gem? Join the Pharmacy Success crew now. Become a pharmacy professional today. Let us train you as pharmacy techs, foreign pharmacy graduates, USA pharmacy students. Learn to earn. We offer affordable online and offline programs. Act now. Browse our website for details, pharmacyprof.com, or call 301-760-0335.
In Ambazonia, we see the same problem. People want the right of self-determination because they are unhappy with marginalization from La République du Cameroon. What has happened this week? Well, we're the ones telling you all the time that there's a lot of action in Ambazonia. What happened? There's a place called Ekondo Titi, which is a border area. There's a beach, but the Ambazonian Restoration Forces decided to burn this beach. A lot of these soldiers from La République du Cameroon have been overseeing immigration, custom, and other activities at this beach. So this is a conduit where a lot of goods leave Nigeria and come into La République du Cameroon. The Ambazonian Restoration Forces decided that they want to hit La République where it hurts. La République gets a lot of money from custom activities. There's a lot of bribery taking place. Most of these custom officers are corrupt. They go to Enam, they become custom officers, and their role is to steal money. That's what customs do in Cameroon. Okay? So now, the Restoration Forces realize that this is the way La République gets a big chunk of its income, revenue. So they want to hit them where it hurts. You can see pictures of this beach that has been burned, the military barracks, everything burned to ashes. Watch for a minute.
Yes, sir. The beach is so wonderful. Hello. The fire that. Beach don't burn all. Wonderful. I miss Barratis. Something don't happen here. Immigration office. Quarantine. Wonderful thing. Danger. What? Something do man who. Where deep begin that store we just bring up this. Doctor, Bado, which kind of temptation this say? And they say our block house strong. Imagine this house still stand. Now prevention, people follow up. Tron. I say, now wow, na beach this oh.
Thank you for watching this burning of the beach in Ekondo Titi. As you know, in the past we brought you a story about Ekondo Titi. This was a protest by blind people in Ekondo Titi. They were complaining that the government of La République was maltreating them. So they decided to make their voice heard, and La République decided to beat them. So this is how they deal with blind people. People who are helpless. La République government sends soldiers to go and beat these blind people. We brought this story to you in the past, but what happened? The Restoration Forces of Ambazonia have decided now to burn this whole beach to ashes, okay, as you've seen. So when people tell you the Ambazonian revolution is over, do you believe it? No, don't believe it. Because whatever you hear is propaganda from Yaoundé. What I'm telling you are the facts. The Ambazonian revolution is alive. Ernest Mnangagwa in Zimbabwe is over 91, but he wants to stay in power. He wants to run again in 2025. So now his own people are the ones planning to stage a coup d'etat against him, because they too want to be president. But Biya has sworn that he has to be president until he dies. He has to die in power. He doesn't care whether he doesn't come up with any new initiatives. Already, when you look at the studies, the present study we just saw is saying that poverty has increased in La République du Cameroon. Government propaganda was saying they're going to reduce poverty probably to like 30%. But it has even gone up close to 39%. How is that for statistics for you? So that's the sad thing. What about Vision 2035? Well, that's just a mirage. It's not going to happen. We told you it's not going to happen. Cameroon, La République du Cameroon will remain in poverty. And that's what is happening. Next, we take you to Burkina Faso. But before we do that, look at all the newspapers in La République. We have so many. We've looked at a lot of the newspapers. All what they do is talking about 2025. Biya has to run again. Biya is killing all the opposition because he doesn't want them to challenge him. He wants to win again. It's the same story we see in Burkina Faso.
Tired of waiting in long lines at the emergency room or your doctor's office? You should be. Why wait in long lines for care? It's time for you to come to Lucille Urgent Care. Real care, no waiting. Lucille Urgent Care, the best place for true and loving care. Service at Lucille Urgent Care is convenient, fast, time efficient, affordable, accessible, transparent, and cost effective. Royal treatment is your right. Indeed, it's not just a privilege or pejorative. Skip the emergency room's long lines, kiss the ER goodbye, say farewell to your old doctor's office, pay less, save time, enjoy the excitement of convenience, receive immediate treatment, get the healthcare you need quickly and affordably. Lucille Urgent Care offers many express services: rapid COVID-19 testing, on-site prescription, preventative lab services, imaging and x-rays, urgent medical treatment for common illnesses and injuries, routine vaccines and flu shots, work-related injury services, pre-employment, occupational, annual, and sports physicals, immigration exams, and much more. Same-day treatment, rapid lab results, extended hours, weekend hours, no appointment necessary, no insurance necessary, no doctor necessary, walk-ins accepted, telemedicine available. We are open 7 days a week with evening and weekend hours. We are located in Maryland. Lucille Urgent Care, 903 Half York Road, Towson, Maryland, 21204. Website, lucilleuc.com. Call at 443-275-1286 or 301-593-4897.
The military junta, led by Ibrahim Traoré, has decided to keep power again for 5 years. So they're not going to leave anytime soon. We said this before, that these guys have come to stay. They don't want to go anywhere. So if you want them to leave, then you have to continue staging coup d'etats. That's what you can take. Right now, when you look at Burkina Faso, Ibrahim Traoré's government controls less than 60% of the territory. Part of the territory, probably over 40%, is in the hands of jihadists. So is he winning? Well, he came to power promising to fight the jihadists and restore the sovereignty of the country. How well has he done? We don't know. You tell us. How well has he done? We don't want to put any words in your mouth. You tell us what you think. Comment. We want to hear from you. Next, we take you to Congo DRC. Last week, we spoke about the failed coup in Congo DRC. So far this week, what has been happening? Congo DRC has been doing a post-mortem analysis. What happened? They're trying to find out what really happened, trying to dissect things. So they are still dissecting things. So let's give them time to dissect things. But meanwhile, a lot of people are dying in the east. M23 is wreaking havoc, killing a lot of people, killing them even in camps. A lot of IDPs being killed, while Felix Tshisekedi doesn't know what to do. Finally, we take you to South Africa. South Africa is staging new elections on May 29th. So many parties are campaigning. It looks like probably tomorrow they're going to end their campaign. Then the elections will begin on the 29th. Remember, the South African system does not, voters do not just elect the president directly. So they elect a party, ANC, EFF, DA, those are some of the popular parties. MK, no. Jacob Zuma's party has been disqualified because of crime. He cannot run. So that was part of the competition. So now this is favorable to the Economic Freedom Party of Julius Malema. Because when we look at all the candidates running, they are making a lot of promises. But when we look at all those candidates, even the major ones, Cyril Ramaphosa of the ANC, Stan Huynh of Democratic Alliance, Julius Malema of the Economic Freedom Fighters Party. We think Julius Malema has the clear message that resonates with the people. Why do we like the Economic Freedom Party? We like their platform. One, they are serious about economic empowerment for black people. That's what black people need. They are serious about employment for black people. They are serious about income redistribution. They are serious about Pan-Africanism. So when we talk about a new Africa, the United States of Africa, Julius Malema is one of those guys who can deliver on this promise. So that's why the African nation is supporting Julius Malema. No matter what happens during this election cycle, the ANC is going to lose big. The dream of Mandela has faded. The people, after over 30 years, since 1994, the ANC has not delivered the promises it made to the people of South Africa. The people have the right to vote, but the right to vote is empty if it is not accompanied by economic freedom. The black people need jobs, they need economic opportunities. Some of these mines, some of these farms need to be redistributed so that wealth can flow into the hands of Africans. Crime is rife in South Africa because the people have nothing to do. This has to change, and the only way change can come in is to bring an anti-establishment candidate such as Julius Malema. Even if the ANC stays in power, it will be able to stay in power based on a power-sharing arrangement with other minority parties. Because from what we see, it looks like the ANC is going to lose big. They might even lose their majority. If they lose their majority, then it means Cyril Ramaphosa is threatened. He may not even be the next president. If it's the next president, he will have to fight to work with other coalitions in order to rule properly. That's the challenge of South Africa. Change is coming. Change is coming. Bye-bye.
Do you need tax preparation services? We can help. Contact PJ Tax Service, America's only full-time income tax preparers. Like the good old doctor, we do not close our doors after April 15th. In fact, we stay open all year round in order to serve you. We are located at 11207A, Lockwood Drive, Silver Spring, Maryland, 20901. Make an appointment today with Prince Ojong, your tax expert. Call 240-350-1131 or visit us on the web at www.pjtaxservice.com.
Selling a service or a product? Need buyers? Use the African Nation TV as a channel to reach many viewers. Act now and call Prince Ojong at 240-350-1131. That's 240-350-1131. Act today.